The Box is the 11th episode of the 1983 Dungeons & Dragons cartoon, and we're going to watch it, and I'm going to react. I'm a storyboard artist by day. I'm a dungeon master by weekend, and by night, I'm illustrator. I've done a bunch of artwork for various editions of Dungeons & Dragons, and I do some to this very day. So let's take a look at The Box, and I'll point out some interesting facts. And yeah, let's get right into it. This was written by Jeffrey Scott. This is his 5th episode. And we know him also from Muppet Babies and the animated feature film Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin. Great 1980s. 3D animated, actually. When you had the 3D glasses that had the blue and the red. That was Star Chaser, The Legend of Orin. And Jeffrey Scott will go on to write many more episodes in Season 2 and 3. Check out my previous episodes that I've reacted to. Here's our good friend Venger and Tiamat. We'll be seeing both of them in this episode, briefly. Well, Tiamat briefly. And of course, in 1983, I think, had they gone to 2nd edition D&D yet? Not sure. Might still be advanced Dungeons & Dragons. Here's our nice big wide shot where they do some panning, so you can see the whole gang.
I thought it was a striped chicken. And besides, whoever heard of a skunk with feathers, huh? Presto, can't you
It's a slight deviation from the script.
I sure hope so.
They just said it was a skunk in the script, but
Quick as a wink. Conjure me something to fight Eric's stink.
also in the script, he summoned up a giant can of deodorant, but I think the visual of the gas mask it works a little better.
Perfect, Eric. Now you look as awful as you smell. Woo.
And for
It's an earthquake.
an unexplained reason, there's an earthquake. But I guess, earthquake happens in the other dimensions as well, the other realms. And this is kind of... Oh! And this is the scene where Hank dies. This is kind of Chekhov's earthquake. It's going to tie in to the earthquake, a very important earthquake at the end of the episode. That was a nice shot of Diana jumping towards Cam, and then the Cam follows and then pans as she goes down out of sight. And here's Zandora's box.
Looks like some kind of box.
Some kind of a box. The size of the box just changed dramatically between those two shots.
Are you kidding? It's probably filled with untold riches.
And in the script, the
Undead witches.
box is undead witches is more like it. Should have said undead liches. Another D&D monster. In the script, the box, the chest, Zandora's box, is black.
Valuable in there. I can smell it.
But this kind of purpley magenta is much better, I think. It's hard. You shouldn't, in animation, having black things, it's hard to make out any detail on them.
Make up your mind.
What is in the box, Dungeon Master?
Nothing. Nothing? First there's something valuable in it, then there's pain and horror in it. Now there's nothing.
This Presto stunned face.
in his head. There is nothing in the box.
No blink, no budget for blinking in this episode.
Was a good sorceress and an even better friend. Many years ago, Venger banished her into another world where she has been trapped.
Nice
ever
push in
since.
You mean
during
like
this
we're
emotional
trapped
moment,
in
even
this
though
world?
Dungeon Master has
I
his
wish there
eyes
was
closed the
something
whole
we could
time.
do.
There is. The box you have discovered holds the only key to her freedom and yours.
And
You
yours.
must take the box to Skull Mountain. Place it under the shadow of the skull.
This is
by
a...
noon, then
I don't like the
open
design of
it.
this map.
But you must never,
There's a much better
never
designed map, I
open
think,
the
in the
box
Treasure of
in
Tardos,
advance.
which is like 2 or 3 episodes in.
I get it.
This map just has a bunch of weird squiggles on it. It's kind of indecipherable, which might be the point, but I don't think so.
Nothing, which is good, but if we open it the wrong place, we get something, which is horrible.
If Eric had his eyes open, he would have seen Dungeon Master disappear. There's a nice transition, nice Star Wars-y transition. I guess they summoned those ropes out of Presto's hat.
For a box full of nothing, this thing sure is heavy.
According to the map, it'll take us one
The map
day
kind of
to get
changes
this
size
mountain.
too, I notice.
Great. As soon as it
Keep
gets
cutting to that
warm,
nonsense
maybe
map.
we can get out and go home.
Maybe, Bobby. Let's get moving.
Dun 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 dun. And there's Shadow Demon. The Demon of Shadows. Another creature from the, is it Shadow Demon from the Monster Manual or the Fiend Folio?
I think we're exhausted.
Might be the Fiend Folio.
I think we're stupid.
We'll rest up for a few minutes and then head up that mountain slope to the
Uh-oh.
north.
Silhouettes of
Oh,
monsters.
no, we won't.
What's the matter now, Eric?
The matter is, Hank, we're lost because of him. It's time a real leader took
It's a
charge
nice
here.
dramatic
All
upshot
in favor
of,
my being the new leader, raise your hand.
of Eric. And then jump cut to him taking up the same amount of space on the screen, but just a different angle. There's a nice little intimate moment between Eric and Hank. Bullywugs we've seen before a couple times, I think. We've seen them primarily in episode 5. In Search of the Dungeon Master. I think it was the first one where they're introduced. The Coconuts. A Reign of Coconuts.
No, don't open it.
There's the leader. The leader, you know he's the leader because he has the hat.
I got him. Boy, they must be packed and they're tighter than sardines.
All right, Eric, let him out. I can handle him.
Huh? They're gone.
This box is quite magical. They haven't figured out the box yet.
Oh, now I get it. This must be a map of passageways to other dimensions. When the box is placed on any of these spots, it opens a stairway into another world.
And one
I
of
don't
those
see-
spots must lead to our world.
That map's just not working for me.
I'll bet Zandora knows. Let's get this box to Skull Mountain and ask her.
Diana's smart. She's seen some. Here's Venger's Castle number. I don't know what. I wanna pause here for a second.
I bring
And give me a second.
them. They
On these, I wanna talk about these monsters, these creatures frozen in ice. This is one of Venger's many castles.
Zandora's box.
There we go. So, all of these monsters in here. So the D&D cartoon uses monsters from the 3 main D&D monster books at that time: the Monster Manual, the Monster Manual 2, and the Fiend Folio. But they also make up their own monsters from time to time. Probably, I would say about maybe 25 to 30% of the monsters you see are just made up. These guys, I think in the industry, we would call these board pulls. So the board artist wasn't given any designs for any specific monsters that the writers wanted to have in the room. Although in the script it says a goblin warrior, a troll, a dwarf, etc. None of these monsters in this in this drawing or the one before it are those creatures. So the board artist would have just drawn whatever he wanted, and then the design team would take that. Take those designs and maybe make a full design sheet based on those. I'm not exactly sure how they did it in the 80s, or it might have gone, or the animators might have just worked straight from the storyboards. So so there'd be a design team, there'd be a storyboard team, and they would interact with each other. But in this case, I'm 100% sure, well, 99% sure that these are what we call board pulls in the industry.
So Dungeon Master has sent his young pupils to free Zandora and
It's got a
return
hot,
her to
hot
this
hand.
world. We shall see to it they fail.
I don't get it. There's
No,
no jungle on this
it's kind of a
map
nice
anywhere.
transition between
Jungle here.
Venger looking at the map and
I think
Diana
we
looking
found
at the
a way
map.
out of the jungle.
Wonderful music
It's Skull Mountain.
by what's his name?
I thought you
Johnny
said we had to
Douglas.
walk a whole day.
Yeah, we've only been walking a few hours.
Who drag this thing another 20 miles or what?
Look, the shadow of the skull is moving. We don't have much time.
That's your clue that this may be an illusion.
Open it.
Because the shadow moves and then stops. Is that what the sun is doing?
I don't see anyone down there. Hello?
This is a brilliant idea, though. I love this idea.
I guess we
That the
better go
box
down
is
and
a
check.
gateway
Well, you know, in
to
case
other
that's a
worlds,
bad
depending
guess,
on where
I'll
you
stay
where
topside
where
with
in
the
the land you open the box.
Scary.
The wooden staircase creaking, the creaking sound effects.
They'll be alright. Won't they?
Sure, it's probably just a sewer.
No.
I don't like the look of this place.
Yeah, something tells me we're walking right into the Twilight Zone.
Nice 80s reference.
I heard something.
Although,
Hello?
no, I guess that would be like a 50s reference. But in reruns in the 80s. The Twilight Zone. But yeah, this is kind of Twilight Zone-y. Nice design. In the original script, that perspective is way off on the floor and the characters. Let's take another look at that. God bless him. You know, it's hard making cartoons, but yeah. So the way it is now, it looks like Bobby is a giant. With the floor being in that perspective. But it is important to see the floor. Not exactly what I would call a Salvador Dali-esque clock, but cool alien clock. If they just had only been standing on the white squares. In the script, it was just supposed to be the wooden floor that kind of splinters open. And also in the script, so the walls of this are like a cage, kind of like a jungle gym kind of a thing. But in the script, there's just supposed to be walls,
What lives in it?
and they were just holding onto ledges in the walls.
It thinks it's feeding time.
Maybe that's what the clock is chiming about.
So here we see a giant wasp, as Bobby says. This is a redesign. There are giant wasps in the monster manual. These are slightly redesigned to have a tail and kind of a weird lizard head and
Wait up here.
arms.
Alone.
Hank? Sheila? They must have fallen into those holes.
In the script, they weren't giant wasps. They were. It wasn't a giant wasp. It was a dragon. Not any specific color of dragon. The script just said dragon. As the D&D nerds, there are, 5 different kinds of the chromatic dragons? Just in the same way that Tiamat has 5 heads. That's a nice oomph sound effect that I recall most from the Pink Panther cartoons. And here comes the giant. And here's our commercial break. It's weird, yeah. It's kind of a weird zombie lizard wasp.
Hocus pocus, alakazam. Give me some stuff to make that bug.
There's another example where Presto's magic doesn't work. Sometimes he's his own worst enemy.
You doubled our trouble.
Well, here goes nothing.
And Hank off into the distance, off into the bottomless pit. So, yeah, so he could have done that from where he was standing with this jungle gym walls. But in the script, he couldn't hold on to the rock wall, the rock face, and shoot his bow at the same time. So it makes sense in the script. It doesn't really make sense in the finished product. I would have just maybe, I don't know what I would have done. Like, if I was director, I would have just said, have a beat where he can't shoot at the wasps because his friends are on the other side of the wasp. When he misses, then he might hit one of the other characters. So he decides to jump off into the abyss to do his. And suddenly, also, notice that the stairs are back, even though they crumbled when when they originally went down those
Get it.
stairs.
According to the map,
But, you know,
this is
magic,
exactly
I
where
guess.
Dungeon Master told us to open the box.
He must have been wrong.
I beg your
Excuse me?
Can't you ever knock before entering?
We put the box right where you told us, Dungeon Master.
Yeah, right under the shadow of that giant.
It's a weird way to hold a map, Diana.
giant delusion, you mean?
Venger tricked us.
Look, if you just tell us how to get out of this crazy world, you save us all a lot of time and trouble.
He's gone.
Come on, you guys.
Everybody else would have seen him disappear, though. Yeah, I guess you would call this the stalactite castle? Well, you're the peeping Tom that my other servants have been talking about.
With Zandora free,
He's it's weird that
must move swiftly.
Shadow Demon just dissipated. He didn't like fly through a wall, he just kind of disintegrated. And that was a nice transition as well. The map just burning away, revealing the next scene. Very cool. 10 out of 10. And now they're in this desert of hoodoos.
Quick, get the box.
There.
Now, here we
All
go.
we have to do is open it.
Oh no, not me. I've had enough monsters for one day. Phew.
I'm not afraid. I'll open it.
Bobby's not afraid, he's the bravest one of all.
I told you it was a mistake.
Oh, thank you, young
And
one.
there she is,
For setting
Zandora.
me free.
Dungeon Master sends his greetings.
In the script, it describes her. If Dungeon Master had a wife,
You're free. We were hoping
she
you
would
could
look
help us
like
get
that.
into our world.
So, yeah, I don't know what race
I can lead you in the
Dungeon
right
Master is supposed to be, dwarf or gnome or something. We've seen dwarves and gnomes in other episodes.
You have freed me. Now it is my turn to free you.
This isn't our home.
Not yet. But if you open the magic box, you will find a stairway leading back to your world. Hurry.
Thanks, Zandora.
There's no way you can know how much this means to
I like how she's shouting right in
Don't worry.
Zandora's face. Diana's just, there's no way to know. As if she was like, obviously, when the actor was delivering that line, she imagined her going down the stairs and waving goodbye at a distance, so she was projecting her voice. But that's not how it turned out in animation.
It's a trap. I knew we shouldn't trust that old bag.
Old bag. Wow.
It's our roller coaster.
And back into the roller coaster ride from the opening. Some nice psychedelic, also nice pan of the car coming towards the camera and then back away.
That feeble vengeance.
And now another dramatic wizard duel where they just shoot lasers at each other.
In precious time, without Dungeon Master and the weapons of power, you cannot stop me.
Pew pew.
I shall deal with you.
How's he gonna fit in the box? How's he gonna fit in there? Oh, you just shoot it from an angle where it doesn't really show him going into the box.
I'm dreaming. Don't wake me up.
I can't look. Sure you can.
Take a look. It's night.
Did it? We're home.
Home, sweet home.
Thank you,
I can't believe we
Zandora.
did it.
Thank you, Dungeon Master.
Eric kissing the walls.
We made it.
Okay, that was some weird cut there where it was the same shot. They just kind of cut in like 25% for some reason
The magic box.
after the magic bolt hit the wall.
Calling the cops.
So that must have been an error. I love this gag.
Oh no, I haven't got a dime.
And then Venger just blows up the booth. He's just left holding the phone. It's a good one.
And you shall be destroyed.
I did notice that Venger came in from the opposite direction of the ride. So there's some weird
Where are my
crossing the axis, as we call it in the film industry. Now in the script, this is really cool. In our world, their magic weapons don't work, although Venger's magic works. And they have previously said in another episode, Uni couldn't come with them because she would die in that world. So there's some weird canon things, but in the script, they could use their weapons.
He'll go back and conquer Dungeon Master and
So
leave
they had a
us
fight.
around.
There's only one thing to do.
And then, but then they realized that
We'll
as
have to lead him back.
As the kids say, if they don't take him back to the realm, Venger will destroy Earth. That's so weird. She just looks at him and then runs away. And we can see Sheila's motivated by Bobby leaving. Otherwise, she'd be like, yeah, okay, you guys go.
No, I'm home and I'm staying. Nothing can make me change my mind.
Give me that shield.
Nice framing.
That changed my mind. Hey, wait for me.
And he's never ran so fast. Certainly outrun the horse. And back into... Now here we go. Here's where the earthquake pays off. Uni is delighted. This is where a large chunk of the animation went to.
No way! You'll be trapped back home.
Yeah, and by the time we get back, he'd probably take over the whole planet.
Hand over your weapons and the magic box, or I shall return to your world and turn it into a smoldering cinder.
Very good.
You will never get their weapons or the magic box, Venger.
Hey, we need those. Nope. Zandora using her magic. Her lavender magic.
You will regret this, Zandora.
That was kind of a weird... I saw that it was doing there, like, moving the horse, Nightmare's head around, and then shifting Venger on the other side, but I think it needed a couple more frames to sell it. Because it kind of... It's a little glitchy.
Weapons of power are mine.
And then off he goes. Great group shot there of everybody reacting.
You tricked him! But Venger's got our weapons! With that much power, he'll be able to escape any trap!
Escape he will, but not with your weapons.
But they were in the box.
Yes, but not where Venger entered.
Pushing
This
it
is where the box
instead of
was,
using her
put your
magic.
weapons into it.
Impressive. There they are.
Nice going, Zandora.
But where's Venger?
Let's see.
According to this
the
terrible map...
he should be right about here.
As soon as I have those weapons, no power can stop me.
Opening the door with magic. And it's Tiamat. For some reason I don't understand, they had her leg glowing when the leg came out? Nothing else was glowing. I don't really understand why that is.
And thank you for freeing me. I am sorry that Venger destroyed the natural bridge. It was the only spot from
But
which the
it was the
box
plot,
had
so
transported you home.
that's how it's gotta
Are you
work.
nuts? Oh, there must be another spot that'll get us home. There. That's close enough.
Oh, Eric, when will you ever learn?
I knew it. The stairway to freedom.
The stairway to freedom. That line, "Dear me, bullywugs," the Dungeon Master says, not in the script, and they took it from episode 5, because he says that exact. I'm pretty sure that they just took the audio directly from that previous recording. So that was episode 11. The next episode that I will be reviewing is what is it? It is The Lost Children. Oh, it's the Spelljammer episode of Dungeons & Dragons. So that's great. And check out my other videos. Do the liking and subscribing, and I'll leave you with this drawing I did of Zandora riding a spectator from the Monster Manual 2. Have a great time, and I'll see you next time on the internet.